Mr. Ramirez, how old are you?
20 years old.
And who is Seth Hammond to you?
He was a friend.
Do you have any children?
No, Your Honor.
How far did you go in school?
Senior year,
Why?
I didn't graduate.
Why?
I had wanted to open up a sneaker store with my friend in Austin.
So you thought, hey, let me not graduate because this is a great plan.
It was the best path I could take then and there. I had no other.
So
intention
did you
of
have
it.
money to open up a sneaker store?
No, but I had shoes.
So what are you gonna do? Pop-ups? What?
So we had opened one up. It's called Dirty Kicks, located in Barton Creek.
Mhm.
And I was supposed to go to school out there, and
Did not do that. Why not?
it was super complicated. I was always at the store at late hours. He always needed me there, and we had a bad fallout.
Okay, you're gonna have to speak up and slow down because the court reporter cannot understand what you're saying.
All right, let me start.
Yes. So why didn't you graduate? Your plan was to go to Austin, which is expensive, open up a sneaker store.
Yes.
So you opened up a sneaker store and you didn't graduate. Why not?
Just didn't really. I just felt like doing that would have benefited my life a little bit more, and it did. Because I still want to open up my own store, and I've learned all the mistakes that could go down, all the management. Like, if I were to be presented a store right now, I could run it with like the utmost perfection. I would have the best sneaker store in the world, hands down.
But you don't have money for that, but all you do is have this criminal case.
Yeah.
Who is the person in court with you?
My stepbrother.
All right. So are you still vaping?
No.
Let me just tell you about vaping, what the research tells me. There are people who are high school football players, high school basketball players who are vaping. That is reported in the news. One of them died. You know why he died? From vaping. Ended up with what they call popcorn lungs. And he died. Vaping, and you can do whatever you want to do with the vaping, but this is what I'm telling you. Vaping is not good for your body. Vaping destroys your lungs. I know everybody think it's cool. Look at me. I'm smoking on I'm vaping. It's not like cigarette, and it comes in different flavors. It's destroying the body. And I'm just waiting for the civil lawsuits to start. Usually when you have new things like that, and usually with cigarettes, I know it lasted a long time, but once the civil suits start, then everybody gets out of that business. They've made their money. People die. In the words of the guy from Rocky, did you ever watch Rocky? You need to watch Rocky. There's a scene in it with Dolph Lundgren, and you know what he says? He dies. And that's the whole thing with vaping. You die. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is this? Do you have your driver's license now?
No, I don't. I'm working on it. It's been a hassle to get.
So how did you get here today?
My stepbrother drove me.
All right, that's the other thing. You shouldn't be driving without a license. And let me explain something here. I read in the police report that vehicle was your parents' car. If you would have been in an accident while you would have been driving that, your parents could have been sued. And who knows, maybe somebody would end up taking their house, their life savings in a civil suit. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
People always want to be adult, but they pass off the adult responsibilities to other people. And you would have been passing that off to your parents. You're going to have to start making better decisions. You want to live your life, fine, go live your life, but don't put your parents in liabilities way. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So who are you living with?
My stepbrother.
And are you employed?
No, Your Honor.
So is your stepbrother employed?
Yes.
So basically you're living off of him.
Yes.
Well, not basically, you are. What do you contribute to the household?
Clean. I do all the housework.
Mhm. Is that your life's dream, to live with somebody where you don't have to pay bills and you're just there to clean and do the housework?
No, Your Honor.
Why are you not with your parents? Don't like their rules?
Well, no, they had divorced and, they
So why are you not with your mom or your dad?
just don't enjoy being around them as much.
Because they have rules. What rules does your brother have for you?
That I clean, that I have everything situated.
But otherwise, you can do whatever you want to. You can come in when you want to come in.
Yeah,
That's what you like.
Yeah.
And it's either yes or no. You're not yep. You understand?
Could you repeat that, please?
I said it's either yes or no. It's not yep. Do you understand?
Yes.
You're going to get a job. You understand?
Yes.
While you're in this court, everyone who's on probation, unless there's a good reason, they must have employment. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication. If you complete everything early, then the court will consider early termination, and your attorney can explain to you what that is. There is to be restitution of $57 to Live Oak PD for drug testing. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular UAs, $100 hours of community service restitution. You're going to get your GED, or either you're going to get some sort of certificate. Once that's completed, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. You're going to do NA meetings one time per week until further notice. When you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And before you answer me, know that you're going to get a drug test today. So what are the results going to be? Tell the truth, shame the devil. What are the results going to be?
Dirty, man.
What are you going to be dirty for?
Marijuana.
And what else?
That'll be all.
All right, you're doing a UA today, and it better just be that. You understand? So I'm going to want a UA today from him. So the NA meetings once a week, that's your sober support meetings. Going to do a TAP evaluation. And if the TAP evaluation recommends inpatient treatment, we'll start with outpatient treatment. Proof of employment within 30 days. And for you, that's going to be full-time employment. And in this court, full-time employment means at least 40 hours a week. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And we're going to do the UA hotline until further notice to help him wake up. And make sure they're testing for levels. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Yes. We're going to do field visits one time per month until further notice. All right, is there anything you need from the court? Anything else to be successful on this probation?
No, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement. And because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the
I
record.
would like to say something. before we
Yes.
go off the record. We're still on the record?
Yeah, we're on the record.
Okay, that was for 2 years. I guess the court disregarded that.
Yes.
Make sure of that.
All right, no problem. All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. You're in your 20s. 20s are great. Young people think that I'm young, I'm going to be young forever. I will tell you, once you pass the age of 21, years go by quickly. And if you're spending your time using drugs, having, clouds above your head from drug use, you're going to wake up and you're going to realize that you have let a part of your life go by. You don't remember where it went or what you did with it. You're going to have to start making better decisions. Otherwise, if you continue to vape, you're going to end up with popcorn lung, potentially. And that's not good because you can't breathe when that happens. You understand? And there is nothing they can do to help you when you have popcorn lung. They'll take you to the hospital, pretend like, hey, we're doing all we can. We have him on the ventilator, but you're not going to be able to breathe. And if you think that's fun, stop breathing right now and don't take any breaths in through your nose or your mouth and see how that feels. And try doing that on a regular basis. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state.
Defense?
Marshall B. White, Mr. Jose Ramirez, non defendant.
And are you Josue Torres Ramirez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right, let me find you on the docket. Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, at this time, I believe I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Ramirez, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Your Honor, we're proceeding under the lesser included offense of possession of a controlled substance, PG 2, 1 to 4 grams.
Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
Going to show you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 2, 1 gram to 4 grams as a 3rd-degree felony? The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Ramirez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 2, 1 gram to 4 grams. They're recommending deferred adjudication, and there's to be restitution of $57 to Live Oak for police department for drug testing. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by citing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there been any such motions?
No, they have not, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation 100 hours community service restitution, regular UAs, and sober support meetings once a week. Did you understand those were recommendations and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the lesser included offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
Your Honor, I submit States Exhibit 1 in the attachments.
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may be excused. Showing you what's entitled waivering consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing States Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Respectfully, Your Honor, on behalf of my client, we'll ask the court to follow the plea bargain that Mr. Ramirez entered into with the state of Texas.
All right.
10 minutes in, the stakes are clear. Josue Ramirez waives trial rights, accepts a reduced charge, and steps onto the narrow road of deferred adjudication. The judge lays out the fine print. This isn't freedom, it's a contract. Miss a step, and prison time becomes real. Restitution, supervision, and sobriety are now part of the deal. The courtroom is calm, but the subtext is loud. Choices have consequences, and the clock just started. Would you take probation with strict rules or roll the dice at trial? Tell us below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more courtroom moments.
For me?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth? So help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Shalice Schnitz,
All right, how many children do you have?
3.
What are their ages?
I have a 22-year-old son with severe special needs, quadriplegic. I have a 15-year-old daughter, and I have a 6-year-old daughter.
All right. So who helps you with your children?
Patrick, who is my boyfriend. We've known each other for the past 10 years. He helps me, my family helps me, my mother and father, as well as some other supports.
Are they all here in Bear County? All right, so who's here in Bear County that helps you?
Patrick.
Okay. And what are the school hours for the 6-year-old? Does the 6-year-old take the bus or no?
No, ma'am, we live exactly 1 mile from the school, which is Wilderness Oak Elementary. And so we cannot obtain the bus permission for her to ride the bus because we're too close. So she has to be taken to school every morning. Drop off is between 7 and the tardy bell rings by 7:25. And then pickup is in the afternoon. The bell rings at 2:45 to start pickup. And then it just depends on how many cars and things are there to go through the line.
All right, and your 15-year-old, does the 15-year-old take the bus?
No, ma'am, she's at Reagan High School.
Mhm.
And she, their time is 8:30 to 9 to get to school. And the time that she gets out is 4:30 to 5.
So you do drop off with her?
Yes, I have split custody with her father, and we do that.
So if I were to allow you to do this thing at the clinic, how are you planning on taking the 15-year-old to school? Because the person testified that it's from 8:30 to 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. So who's going to be taking the 9-year-old? I'm sorry, the 15-year-old,
I
if
can
I
make-
were to allow that.
I can make arrangements on the special days, Your Honor.
And Your Honor,
No. Still asking questions. So what would be your arrangements for the 15-year-old during that time?
I would probably ask one of the moms that's a friend of hers that has a child that goes to that school that I'm friends with, or something like that, just on a very short-term situation.
All right, any other questions?
You also take her early.
Oh, yes, sir. I'm sorry. I didn't think of that. Yes, sir. I absolutely could do that.
Usually if you can get them anytime after 8,
Oh, sure. Yes.
and that would allow you enough time to.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
All right. Anything else from either side?
Nothing from the state.
All right, the court will hear argument.
Your Honor, we're hoping that you allow her to drop off and pick up her kids from school, obviously. I think the court's investigated that. I think it's.
All right, so let's stop right there. State, do you have any objection with her being able to drop off her children?
Your Honor, just as the severity of the allegations and the indictment, it's I believe a 14 count indictment of unsought manslaughter, unsought assault, aggravated assault, failure to stop under aid, causing a death, and failure to stop under aid, causing injury. The state would just be opposed to her driving it out.
Okay. And are you currently, well, I'm assuming she's currently driving.
No, ma'am.
She's on full house arrest, Your Honor. So to do the urinalysis, for example.
Well, no. So if she's on full house arrest, then we were here last time where the court allowed her to attend parenting night. How did she do that?
Because we got specific.
No, we got permission, but how did she get to parenting?
Oh, Patrick was able to take me because it was after his work hours.
Okay, all
But,
right.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Do you mind if I say one more thing?
No.
Because of his work hours, he has a position at Southwest Research, which is entirely across town from our home and area. And he goes in early and he works later. So he could not manage to not be late to drop her off or not be late to work and also to pick her up, because of his time involvement with work and the consideration with traffic and him driving across town. So that would leave me as the option to take and pick up.
All right, State, do you have any objections with her going if she's not driving?
No.
All right, that's what B is for.
There would be no way to take a bus. There's no bus in my area.
Mhm.
It would not, the school is 1 mile from my house.
Mhm.
And also, Your Honor, I have not been driving for over 5.5 months.
Mhm.
I have been to 30 days of full inpatient rehabilitation, which I was very successful at.
That's 30 days.
But Your Honor, I'm sorry.
No,
Okay.
you can
Then I
continue.
also did a 12-week intensive outpatient program as well. And I have been perfectly I have not had any issues after that with any testing, with anything else in that time, Your Honor. And I am very committed to my sobriety and staying clean and doing the right thing, Your Honor. That is the most important thing, and my family. And if I have to pay for transportation currently on an Uber or a Lyft, because I do not have any family or anyone else that may take me. And Your Honor, that is costing me $900 a month. And Your Honor, I have come to the limits of my financial situation. I have no retirement. I have no savings. But, you know, but I'm trying very hard, but financially, I cannot afford that. I'm sorry. Thank you.
No, there's no need to apologize. I want to hear what your circumstances are so I can make an informed decision. I always tell people, if there is something I'm saying, but you want to respond to it, please respond to it, because if you're quiet, guess what? I don't know. So I appreciate you telling me what your financial circumstances are. Okay. All right. Anything else from the defense of the state?
Your Honor, as far as the treatment goes, I do think that it's important that you go in person. I will tell you, Your Honor, being on full house arrest with sole custody of a child, she's probably one of the loneliest people that you will see in your court. Being a part of a group of Alcoholics Anonymous is going to be a tremendous help to her. Being part of a recovery community that was described by Mr. Green is also going to be a tremendous help to her. So we would ask that she be allowed to do those things in person as part of her recovery and pretrial release.
All right. So it's the court's understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, state, you have no objections with her attending treatment, no objections with her doing drop off, but you do not want her driving.
That's correct, Judge.
All right. So the court will allow you to attend all the treatment. The court will allow you to drop off and pick up your children, but you are not allowed to drive. Is there anything else?
Nothing to say.
Can we, Your Honor, then get the ignition interlock device removed from her vehicle, because she's gonna have to give up. Right now she
It
has
to go back.
All right. If you file the motion, the court will hear it.
a separate hearing on that, Your Honor,
Pardon?
a separate hearing on
Yes.
that.
So I'll allow you to attend all medical appointments, all treatment appointments. All school functions. And I consider, when I say school function, I consider dropping your children off to school, picking your children up, going to their extracurricular activities. So all school functions. But there's to be no driving.
Your Honor, may I ask one question?
Sure.
May I walk to school? to
Yes.
Deferred
Yes, you can walk,
Or ride a bike?
just no driving.
Yes, ma'am.
State, do you have any objection to her riding a bicycle?
I can just walk. I don't have to ride a
No objection
bicycle.
to a bike, just as long as she's following the traffic law, John.
Okay. All right. Is there
The last 10 minutes hit hard. Vaping isn't harmless here. It's a health risk and a credibility test. No license, no driving. Living off family means new responsibilities, not fewer. The judge turns conditions into a roadmap: GED or certificate, weekly NA meetings, regular UAS, employment within 30 days, hotline check-ins, field visits. Ramirez admits a likely dirty test, marijuana only, he says, but honesty now is currency later. Do these conditions feel fair or too strict for a first-timer? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and make sure to like and subscribe for the next twist.
Escobar for the state of Texas.
defense?
Todd Lester for Mr. Henderson.
Are you Mr. Henderson?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor, and I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Henderson, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Judge.
Mr. Henderson, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
All right. Did you intend to give up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Mr. Henderson, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 1 year in the state jail facility. There are no applications. The state will take in consideration grand jury number 803-269, JN2136760, night mag number 7145598. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Judge.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There have not, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence?
State offers State Exhibit 1 in all attachments.
Any objections?
No objections.
State, you may be excused. Mr. Henderson, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Mr. Henderson takes full responsibility. He's pled guilty before this court and wants to put all this behind him. He's very anxious to put this behind him.
All right, the court will find you guilty. The court will take in consideration grand jury number 803-269, JN number 213-6760, night mag number 714-598, sentence you to 1 year in the state jail facility, and give you credit for any time served. If you would like, I can refer you to the therapeutic community. It does not increase the length of time that you're in custody, but if you have a drug problem, it will help you with that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, with regards to the therapeutic community, you'll have to request it as well because I don't have any jurisdiction to force them to place you in it. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So I ordered the therapeutic community. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. And because this, don't use her thing as your desk. Yeah, that's her office. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. How old are you?
I'm 41.
All right, you're 41 years old. Are your parents still in your life?
Yes, ma'am.
And how old is your mom?
She got to be 60.
All right. Does your mom love you?
Yes, ma'am.
You're breaking her heart.
That's what I'm trying to get this passed. So I can get back to her.
So, but when you say get it past you, you've got to work on it. You got to stop using drugs, because otherwise what will end up happening is drugs damage your body inside and outside. You don't want to be that person where there's somebody found dead in San Antonio and people trying to identify the body, and your mom learns on social media that it's you. Because the last time you use could be the last time you use. When you go into custody, nobody likes being in custody. And they always say, when I get out, I'm never going to do this again. But then the first thing they get out, maybe they're good for a couple of days, maybe not. Maybe they say, ooh, I'm celebrating, I'm out. The first thing you need to do is go to AA meetings or NA meetings. And if there's anybody in your life who are trying to stop you from going to AA or NA meetings saying, well, you don't have to go today. Let's play some dominoes. You don't have to go today. Let's go hang out at the park. You need to cut them loose, because the number one thing in your life should be your sobriety. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have children?
No, ma'am.
All right, that's good. Get your life together.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Momentum shifts. 4 years deferred adjudication. Strict, but it's a second chance with an exit ramp for good behavior. Complete the plan early and termination is on the table. The message is blunt. Grow up fast, work full-time, stay clean, finish school, and prove it. One slip can snap this safety net. The courtroom isn't angry. It's determined. Accountability now, dignity later. If you were in that seat, could you keep every condition for 4 years? Comment your verdict, and remember to like and subscribe for more real courtroom breakdowns.
Adjustment. You understand? Now, if you don't want to sign to go to ISF, you don't have to sign for it. What will end up happening is a motion to revoke will be filed. So which would you prefer?
Your Honor.
All right. So he wants to go to ISF, and if you could put him in ISF cognitive.
Your Honor, so we, the recommendation was for local ISF.
Okay.
He did complete the state ISF.
Okay.
Are you?
Well,
wanted to
if
go
the
ahead and go
recommendation
with
is local, we can go with the local.
Okay.
Has he been drug tested?
He's on a drug patch, Your Honor.
All right. All right. So you're going to go to local ISF. This is the last time we're going to have this conversation with you following rules. Obviously, your mom is not laying down the law with you. So you're not going to be allowed to work with your mom. You're going to have to get a job with a different employer, because if you get a job with a different employer, that employer, if you don't report, they're not going to pay you. They're not going to call the court and say, oh yeah, he reported for work if you did not. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you want to go to prison?
No, Your Honor.
All right. If you want to go to prison, I will get an attorney appointed to you, and you can go to prison, and I'll send you to prison. How old are you?
20 years old.
All right. You're 20. You're going to have to start doing better. Do you have children?
No.
That's a good thing. Probation, this is serious, and I hope I'm getting your attention, because we're not going to have a conversation again where you're not doing anything. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, is there anything else you need to be successful on this probation?
No, it shouldn't be.
All right, do not come back here again where you are not doing anything. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I keep an open mind on everything, but we are not going to have any more compliance hearings with you. If I get a report and it appears that everything is in order, a motion to revoke is going to be filed. When a motion to revoke is filed, what ends up happening is a warrant is issued for your arrest, and you will be picked up wherever you may be. You could be at the grocery store in the middle of checking out or have already checked out. You know what's going to happen? Those groceries are going to be put to the side and they're going to take you to jail. If you are at home, they're going to pick you up and take you to jail. If you're in the middle of watching a movie and you're at the part where they're about to solve everything, guess what? If they pick you up during that time, you're going to miss what happens. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
In this court, probation is serious. In this court, communication is key. And probation officers know that I like for them to communicate with people. And that's why they put in here that they've had several discussions.
Final stretch. The warnings settle in. Life accelerates after 21, and bad habits steal years you don't notice. Popcorn lungs, civil liability, missed opportunities. The law offers structure, the judge offers a mirror. Ramirez leaves with a plan, not a punishment, unless he makes it one. Justice here feels measured. Protect the public, preserve the future, push accountability. Did the court strike the right balance between mercy and responsibility, or would you have ruled differently?